Like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives.
I'll take you for a ride. I'm a garbage truck.
And welcome to Weisscast. I am your host, Aaron Weiss, along with the co-host.
What up? It's your boy Bryant.
We're coming to you on a Friday, live from our various places of residence.
Studio B.
I'm in Studio H.
Studio H. I'm in Studio B. We're live from New York.
That's right. We're in Rockefeller Center, recording live.
Recording
You
live.
know it. I hope everyone's having a great week. It's been Cyber Week. I hope your bank accounts are okay. Brian, how are you doing? How are things?
I'm doing well, man. Doing well. It's been a good week.
It has. It really has. It's gone by quick. Seems like Christmas will be here before you know it, you know?
Yeah, it's almost like Christmas is, like 19 days away.
Whoa.
Is it 19 days? I don't know.
That's right. I think it's 19 days. I can math. I can definitely math. So, folks, you know how the show goes. We're gonna get into a joke real quick before we start the show, and I'm gonna ask my phone to tell me a joke, and then it'll tell me a joke. Tell me a joke.
Okay, this one's a little bit punny. I admit I was wrong about how good my chiropractor is. I stand corrected.
It's pretty good. Not gonna lie. That was.
But again, with the pun warning, man, like
Yeah.
it's fine. Can't ask for much more, I guess.
It's true, you can't. Let's jump right on into it. So this week, as you may or may not have known, is the 25th anniversary of PlayStation. And I don't know about you, but I haven't owned all the PlayStations. My brother had a PlayStation 1 when I was a kid, and then I think he got a PlayStation 2 at some point, but I never had a PlayStation 2. We both had PlayStation 3s, and I have a PlayStation 4. Some of my favorite memories from PlayStation were revolved around Spyro and Crash, as I'm sure many people's memories was. I don't know what I'm saying, but people have memories with those characters, and I just remember there was this sequence in Crash where you're on the Great Wall of China for some reason, and I remember it being kind of a difficult level for me, and I didn't end up beating it, but I think I lost my save file or something, and I was really sad. But I've spent the majority of my time with PlayStation 3, and a lot of people say that that's the worst PlayStation, and I guess it kind of is, but without PlayStation, Blu-ray would not have won the format wars. And I honestly think that there are some really great games that came out on PlayStation. Without PlayStation 3, we wouldn't have the Uncharted series, we wouldn't have The Last of Us. What other series would we not have? Infamous? Do people like Infamous? I like Infamous.
Yeah.
I loved my PlayStation 3, and I'm actually really sad that I traded it in to get my Xbox, even though I love my Xbox. But Bryant, what did you own any PlayStation, or have you always been Xbox?
Yeah, I bounced around for a while. The first PlayStation system that I owned was a PS1.
Mm-hmm. That's a good place to start.
Yeah, good place to start. PS1. Then the next PlayStation system that I owned after that was a PlayStation 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I didn't even know that it was a 25th anniversary of PlayStation. But I do remember playing a lot of really good PlayStation games. Unfortunately, I didn't get to play games like Uncharted. I didn't get to play the original Last of Us when they came out on PS3. I had to play them later,
Mm-hmm.
and I played them on PS4. Yeah, I like PlayStation has done so many great things, given us so many great series.
Mm-hmm.
Even now with PlayStation 4, we have. I think there was another game that came out on PlayStation 3, Journey.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's one of the most gorgeous games I've ever played. And I was so happy to know that I could play it whenever it came out on PlayStation 4. They've given us so many great games, and PlayStation they go all out for kind of their exclusives. They do such a good job with those. I think, and the fact that it kind of gets under the skin of people who are typically Xbox fans, or they dabble in Microsoft sundries.
Mm-hmm.
I think it means that PlayStation is doing a really good job. I mean, just with PlayStation 4, at least, we've gotten Spider-Man from Insomniac, which we're definitely going to be getting more of those.
Oh yeah.
When Persona 5 was huge on PlayStation 4 as well. God of War needs no introduction nor explanation of how quality that game is.
Talked a lot about it last week.
Yeah, and so PlayStation, they do a very good job at making games, and I hope that they continue to kind of keep up this level of quality that they've had over the years.
I think they should, and I feel like we needed to acknowledge the 25th anniversary of PlayStation, but seeing as how neither of us are definitely authorities. Yeah. I put authorities in quotations on PlayStation. I wanted to acknowledge it because they really did, from humble beginnings, as they were Sony was tasked to make an add-on for the Super Nintendo, and then they kind of stabbed them in the back. Nintendo stabbed Sony in the back, and then Sony was like, "Hey, we don't need to make an add-on. We can make a legit console of our own." And then that's when the console wars took a turn. That was kind of the beginning of the end of Sega and the rise of PlayStation.
Yeah, Sega got eaten by Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're living a happy life with one another.
And then actually a lot of the Sega console manufacturers, I guess the designers, the people that designed and made the console, a lot of them found jobs at Microsoft and helped the Xbox come out. So,
what a fall from grace.
But hey,
but it worked. It worked out for everybody.
Yeah.
I think that even though Nintendo wasn't able to kind of maintain their position at the top of the console wars, I think right now the top of the console wars is probably PlayStation.
It is for this generation, yeah.
For this generation, I think it's probably PlayStation. Just with quality of games, quality of hardware for the system itself, the fact that you don't freaking need batteries for the controller. Mm-hmm. I can't believe that's not a thing. Why did Xbox not do that? It's so simple to just put it anyway. But yeah, I think every console has found a niche, has found a home now, and an audience that they can kind of play to and still put out quality things that other people will enjoy.
Right, and I think PlayStation has become that place of the more blended content of there's a lot of games for younger audiences and more, what's the opposite of a hardcore gamer? Casual. A lot more casual games. But they also have the library of those hardcore games that you can have the multiplayer experience. So you have the first party games.
Yeah.
I think PlayStation is the most well-rounded this generation.
Yeah,
whereas Xbox has, if Xbox came out with the changes that they made, like if they released the console with the changes that they made whenever I got the Xbox, like 2015, I think Xbox would have won the console generation. It was just, they had such a terrible announcement, and that's honestly what killed them. Like,
yeah,
that's really what killed them.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, speaking of consoles, a place where people, not a place, a time when people like to buy consoles historically is Black Friday.
Yes.
/ Cyber Week, which we are now coming kind of to the end of. And I say kind of because this article is actually submitted by Jacob, and he has a lot of thoughts on it, and we'll get to those in a second. But foot traffic for Black Friday has dropped for the first time in a very long time, and the article kind of alludes to the commercials for Black Friday start, right, like literally the day after Halloween, because it's November 1st. Like Black Friday is no longer a thing. It's like all month, and it really takes away the kind of the special feelings of Black Friday. And let me read what Jacob has to say about it, because he had some interesting perspective. Jacob says online shopping is very much taking over Black Friday, but not in the way that you would think. A lot more people are shopping online and then doing in-store pickup. And Jacob said this was his first year Black Friday shopping, which I find hard to believe, but I didn't question him on it. And he noticed like how there was good deals everywhere, but he felt like he saw a lot of the same deals throughout the year. And he noticed that stores started their sales earlier, but only like big ticket items such as like TVs were placed on sale in the, Thursday evening to Friday range. And with Amazon doing things like Prime Day, there's pretty much another Black Friday in the middle of the summer. So like, I think I wouldn't be surprised if Black Friday dies soon. Like the marketing for it is like, it doesn't necessarily point to Thursday evening / Friday anymore. I've seen some ads that do, but a lot of it is like, sales are starting now, or we'll have sales all month, or something like that, or sales extending into December as well. Like, I feel like it's just becoming, November is just shopping month, pretty much.
Okay. If I had a retort to that, here's what I would say.
Okay.
In the same way that Google is synonymous to searching for something on the internet, I feel like Black Friday shopping is synonymous to just something that you do around Thanksgiving. And I feel like that might carry enough. I think the fact that it's so inundated in just the holiday, that will keep it around. It may shift, it may change, but I think that people will still Black Friday shop because it's what you do after Thanksgiving,
right?
And it's been that way for a really long time. I do think that Black Friday is going to have to find a way to, it's going to have to find a way to, as culture shifts, it has to find a way to reinvent what it looks like, and as a culture becomes more and more digital.
Yep.
But I think that it will still stay around for sure. You know, I think even stores. I think stores are going to have to do things different. You know, like do your deals different online,
right?
You know? Or only do deals that are. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
Only do the good deals that have in-store pickup. Like you can have this deal if you come pick it up in store. Like if you buy it online, you won't have a deal as good. It could be something like that.
Yeah, I think that could be true. And I was just gonna say, stores kind of are shifting in favor of like online purchases because I mean the online pickup was way up, and honestly, so I wasn't planning on going out on Black Friday. In fact, when I did go out, I thought it would be dead. Like I thought there would be very few people because I went later in the evening. It's probably around 8 p.m. on Friday, so like it had been happening, you know, for well over 24 hours already. And I went to Best Buy, and not only did they not look sold out of anything, like it looked like they had ample stock, but they were also they were packed still. And I wanted to get my brother a Christmas present, and I can't say what it is because I know he listens to the podcast. I thought about just ordering it online right there, like, and do in-store pickup. And then I ended up deciding to get something else for him and left the store just because the lines are so long. Even for the pickups, like in-store pickup line was really long too. And I thought that was crazy. Like it's weird because I guess I'd like to see the numbers of people who shop on Black Friday, and because 1% doesn't seem like that much of a drop.
Yeah.
But maybe that was just like for certain kinds of stores or whatever, you know?
Yeah. I've never understood the phenomenon with Black Friday shop, to be completely honest. But, again, I mean, we talked about this kind of in jest last week, but why would you even get up and go to the store when you can buy stuff online?
Exactly.
Why would you do that? You know, it just doesn't, I mean, like it just doesn't make any sense anymore to get up and go to Best Buy when you can just go to Best Buy's website. Right.
And I do like, I personally like going to Best Buy, but not on Black Friday. And I don't know. I don't even know why I went. I guess I had gotten home and I had done some work. I posted last week's episode of Weisscast. I did some dishes. I got some homework done. And I was like, I don't really have anything to do. And I live kind of close to Best Buy and Target. Might as well go there. And ended up not getting anything, thankfully. I've kind of gotten over Black Friday shopping for myself. Like, I was able, with combination Black Friday / Cyber Week, I was able to do a lot of my Christmas shopping, which is nice.
That is good. Yeah, that is good.
Yeah, and I think that's what a lot of Black Friday is for, Christmas shopping. I know there's a portion of people that get things for themselves. But hey, some people have that kind of money.
True.
Not me. You know, these have kind of been two kind of less exciting topics. Let's move on to the exciting topic of the week.
Oh,
the one that's going to take some of our time.
So we have championship week this week for college football.
What?
We have championship week for college football. We had a rivalry week last week, which saw a huge upset last week.
Yes.
In the Iron Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Controversial ending, which actually is just Nick Saban being outcoached and he just doesn't like the cut he got.
That's every Alabama controversial ending.
Yeah. There are actually a few things that so this is mostly about rivalry week. For those of you who don't know, Aaron is a huge Ohio State fan. I'm a huge Michigan fan. Mm-hmm. So I almost debated just not even coming on the podcast today because I'm still frustrated. And I'm frustrated because of just what I saw from Michigan. Ohio State, fantastic team. With that being said, I really hope that they don't win the national championship this season. But I think that I'm just going to go ahead and say this right now. You can agree with me, disagree with me. I think Ohio State is the best team out of the four right now.
I agree.
I think they're the best team out of the four right now. I think LSU is going to struggle with Georgia a little bit more than people give them credit for. I think this is probably Georgia's one real good chance to really cement themselves in. They have a real good shot against LSU.
They really do.
It'll be a really good game. Will they be good enough to beat LSU? Well, yeah, they're good enough to beat LSU, but will they beat LSU? I don't know. Probably not. They tend to kind of fall away in games that really matter. And it has nothing to do with talent. I think it's just a thing that's inundated in Georgia football culture, honestly. And I think it's just something that they're going to have to, once they finally overcome that hurdle, I think that they will be able to take those next steps. But maybe that step will be taken tomorrow. Maybe that step will be taken tomorrow.
I don't know if you saw this stat for Georgia. Actually, just for the SEC championship in general. Since 2000, every SEC championship game, the defense was favored in the game. Like, the team with the better defense was favored. And this is the first year where the defense is not favored.
Wow.
Yeah. Georgia has a way better defense.
Yes.
Than LSU. And as far as my thoughts for the game, I've talked to this ad nauseum with a lot of different people, just because I feel like college football is pretty accessible to talk about. Georgia, like you're saying, they have the tools to slow down LSU. It's if they can finish. That's the question. Can they land the killing blow?
Yeah. And that's been the issue in the past of SEC championship games with Georgia. Georgia has never the question has never been, are Georgia talented enough to beat Alabama? The question has always been, the answer has always been yes. The issue with Georgia has been finishing out the game. They have gone up big. They've gone up big and gone into halftime with good leads against Alabama, and then they just get outplayed, outfought, and outcoached in the entirety of the second half. Mm-hmm. And if you do that, in football, you will lose every time. So hopefully, if they end up in a similar situation tomorrow, that Kirby Smart will have learned from his last couple of experiences,
right,
and will be able to see the game through and get them into the playoffs.
We can talk about the overall playoff picture after the rest of the championship games.
Yeah.
Let's move on to Clemson, Virginia. This one is by far the weakest Power 5 championship game.
Yeah.
Uh,
Clemson's going to win that game. I
yeah.
mean, the ACC is as weak as I've ever seen it.
Clemson's the only ranked team in the ACC. I think Virginia at one point was ranked this year.
They were at one point.
But most of the other teams have not been ranked at all. This really doesn't make Clemson's strength of schedule look great.
No.
However, if they beat Virginia by 45, they're fine. I think it'll be interesting to see who Clemson gets pitted against.
So Virginia's actually ranked 23 right now.
Oh, okay.
They're actually ranked 23 right now, but
okay,
decent record too, 9-3.
Yeah. I don't think they have a shot, but
no, they don't. But
Clemson's not clicking on all cylinders, though. I think that there's some weakness, and I'd be interested to see that in the first round or the semifinal. I'd be interested to see who they play in the semifinal and see what their weakness is.
Yeah.
As their first real test of the year.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Another Ohio State, Wisconsin Big Ten championship.
Oh, my gosh.
I was really pulling for Minnesota, man. I wanted Minnesota to get there so bad.
That would have been awesome to see Minnesota get. They had a really good year.
They did, but then they got waxed by Wisconsin.
They did.
The
thing about Wisconsin is they were firing on all cylinders at the beginning of the year.
Mm.
And so, like, when Michigan played Wisconsin, they played them when Wisconsin was, like, at their height. They were at their peak.
Right.
And then they have since kind of tailed off a little bit. I'm not interested in this. I'm not interested in this game at all, but I think it will be tough. I think it'll be a tough game. I think it'll be a bit of a fight, but I just don't think that Wisconsin has the ability to with Ohio State
it's hard to beat a team twice in a season.
It is. It'll be a dogfight. And Wisconsin's a good team.
Wisconsin is a good team. I don't want to overshadow that fact. I think they've been consistently a really good team. I mean, they've made it into the championship, the Big Ten championship, multiple years in a row. But I'm just tired of seeing this matchup. I really wanted to see Minnesota, but
if you guys would have just rolled over for Michigan, that would have been sweet.
We did in the first 10 minutes. We rolled over.
Yeah, I know. And then Ohio State was like,
Fine.
and then after that, Ohio State was like, Michigan's defensive line is actually really mediocre. So the quarterback had 18 years to throw.
Yeah.
And then it was just 6-yard pass, 4-yard pass, just wearing them out. So like by the latter half of the game, it was just how many can we put up on them?
And then J.K. Dobbins just ran everywhere.
Yeah, he did. It was awful. It was awful.
It was awesome.
I fully expect Ohio State to win this game. But if they don't, you will hear me screaming.
Yeah. That's the question, though. Well, like I said, we'll get to Final Four scenarios after we're done with the rest of these.
Yeah.
Oklahoma Baylor. This is probably.
It's gonna be a good game.
I think it's the best matchup of the entire.
Yeah.
Like objectively speaking, like I like Ohio State. I mean, Ohio State's my favorite team, but Oklahoma Baylor is gonna be a really good game.
Yeah, I think it's 7 versus 6.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Oklahoma 6, Baylor 7.
Man, it's gonna be good.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Both have high-powered offenses. Classic Big 12. There's going to be no defense in the game whatsoever. I think Jalen Hurts will really shine for Oklahoma. I don't really know any Baylor players, but I know that they've been playing well.
Yeah.
And then finally, the last Power 5 is Utah, Oregon, and right now
Utah has an outside shot to get in.
they do. Utah is number 5. Oregon, I believe, is 13 or something along those lines. And now we can start talking about the semifinal, the Final Four, whatever you want to call it. If Louisiana, LOL, LSU beats Georgia, then Utah gets in, right?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Do they get in?
If Utah wins and LSU,
is their schedule? Is their strength of schedule better than, say, in Oklahoma's? Would they get leapfrogged? Would Oklahoma go from 6 to 4?
That's the real question. Yeah.
I think if Utah wins at 5 and Georgia loses, naturally Utah should slide into that spot.
Right.
But I think a conversation is there to be had for sure.
Yeah, and I don't think Clemson's a lock because of strength of schedule.
They may drop to 4.
Right. The only team that kind of is a lock, no matter what, like if they win, is Ohio State. Well, Ohio State and LSU, I should say. Sorry.
Neither of those sides will fall out. Will fall out of the playoff picture.
Right. The numbers might change, but they're not going to drop out of the top 4.
Yeah. Unless
one of them happens to lose. Actually, LSU, I don't think will drop out even if they lose.
No.
That's the only possible way that Georgia and LSU both get in.
Yeah, Georgia has to win. I think Utah will. I think it'll be pretty straightforward. I feel like. So I feel like Utah would slide into that position. Say if Georgia loses, but I think for ratings, it would be better to put Oklahoma in.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's what they take into account is ratings, TV ratings, not.
I mean, Jalen Hurts.
I know.
At halftime in the national title game a couple years ago.
I know, the story writes itself.
Decides to leave Alabama, goes to Oklahoma, and then takes Oklahoma to the playoffs the year that Alabama falls out of the playoffs because they lost the quarterback that usurped him a few games before the season was over.
Yep.
And couldn't recover. The headlines write themselves. It's there.
It's there. And honestly, that's why I see Oklahoma. I think you're right. I think Oklahoma leapfrogs them.
What a sham if you're Utah. I mean,
I know. Well, the same thing happened to TCU a few years ago.
It
right?
did. It did.
So it's not like it doesn't happen. This is going to be an interesting weekend for the college football playoff and for bowl selection. A lot of people think that Alabama's out of a New Year's Six bowl, which is interesting because obviously two of those games are the playoff, the final or semifinal, and then the other 4 games are to be determined. But yeah, there's people that think Alabama doesn't even have a New Year's Six bowl.
That would be insane.
Yeah, I think Alabama should play Penn State. But
yeah,
whatever. I feel like Auburn's going to play Wisconsin or something like that.
I feel like Auburn might play Michigan this year.
Interesting. That would be a good matchup.
I would take that. I would take another L. I'll take another L. It's fine. Dude, this is just how I am. We don't get nice things. I'll take another L. It's fine.
It'd be a fun game, though.
It would be a fun game. I'll probably turn it off halfway through, like I'll do both Michigan games. But that is, yeah.
All right, so I have to say something about the Ohio State Michigan game last week.
Oh.
So It got to a point when we were up by enough.
I hate my life.
I literally decided to take a nap. I was like, "Oh, Ohio State's got it," and then I fell asleep, and then I woke up in the fourth quarter. And I was like, "See, told you."
Yeah, Michigan scored 16 of the 26 points in the first fucking quarter.
Yeah.
God. Oh, man, you couldn't have taken the smile off my face after the first quarter. I was like, we're in this, dude. Nope. Can't have nice things. Here's another question.
Uh-huh.
What do you think about the Saban situation at Alabama?
What's the Saban situation? Enlighten me.
Well, I wonder. Last time something like this happened to Saban, he just like roll bounced. He's like, "I'll see y'all later."
Oh, at LSU?
Yeah, he was like, I'm out." Like we're not doing as good as I thought we would. I'm out. I'm not saying I think he'll walk away from Alabama, but it's clear to see that their team on a whole is not as strong as it used to be.
Right.
So it's one thing to lose to LSU. I think LSU is just genuinely a better team than Alabama, but they're not. Auburn's not better than them. They shouldn't have been beat in the Iron Bowl.
Right.
And defensively, like Saban is known for having incredible defensive teams. Not this year.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, and it was finally, and it was one of those things. People have been crying out for this. People have been crying out for this. And I know that college football team schedules are made years in advance.
Mm-hmm.
But people have been saying, like, punish teams who cakewalk their way through their season and put all of their eggs in the basket of the big games, which is what Alabama has done over several years. And it came back to bite them this year.
Yep.
Like before they had an opportunity to play LSU, they dropped off of the number one spot. And then they lost. Yep. And then they lost again. And so it's one of those things where it's just like, will something like this kind of change the picture of how teams schedule with the way they're going about college football the playoff rankings now? Will that change the way that teams schedule their games? And could that kind of like make things a bit more difficult for a program like Alabama that's been so dominant in college football?
I think there has been a definite scheduling problem. I hope it changes things. I would like to see, everyone play at least 3 or 4 tough teams a season. And that just means having to schedule more out of conference play. I think, but also I think specifically for that to happen in the SEC, I also think that there's like a power balance issue in the SEC, whereas like most of the really tough teams are all in the West.
Yeah, the West is insane.
Yeah, so Alabama, LSU, Auburn is a comfortable number 3, and then Texas A&M, throw them in there. Yeah. They're always competitive, except for against LSU last week where they didn't show up. I think there needs to be kind of a more balance. I think if you swapped Missouri and Auburn for, like, put Auburn in the East with Georgia, that would kind of bring a more balance of power. I think as far as like adding more out of conference games, I guess whenever you schedule them, you're not guaranteed that they're going to be good, because like you do, as you said, they're years in advance. So like, but
you should take more risk if you're a program to build your strength of schedule to have a better opportunity.
Exactly.
That's what playoffs come to the end of the season.
Yeah, and so like, Georgia scheduled a game with Ohio State for 2030.
Okay.
Now, if history's on Ohio State's side, they'll still be pretty good there.
Yep.
I mean, hopefully they'll be a top 25 team in 2030. I mean, hopefully Georgia will be too. Like, hopefully that'll be.
That's probably going to be a neutral site game too, all things considered.
Probably.
Why Georgia would go all the way to the shoe just to get whopped.
Well, they scheduled one for 2030 and one for 2031, so that makes me think that it won't be neutral site.
Oh, it'll be neutral site. So they might go to Ohio State and then Ohio State come to Athens. Mm-hmm. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
I mean, they did the same thing for Notre Dame. So.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So seeing, I don't know why they're scheduled so far in advance. It honestly should only be a couple seasons out, I think.
I guess it's to prevent teams from like front loading their schedule, just being like, "What's the top 25? We're going to play you, and then we have to play these games, right?" And so we have to play these games in this order, but like for the slots that we can choose, let's just play this team. Let's play this team, and like just try to build up their own rapport.
Mm-hmm.
So here's another thing too about. I have many friends who love Alabama.
Right.
And look, commiserations to the fact that your team will not be in the playoffs this year. It's unfortunate, right? It's unfortunate. Losing Tua to that horrible injury, you don't want to wish that on anybody. You know, you want him to recover and then to come back and to still be a strong player and play well for you, you know, when he comes back. But the interesting thing is, I saw on Twitter, so many of my friends who are also Georgia fans kind of like giving a bit of banter to the Alabama fans because they got beat by Auburn. And the Alabama fans didn't take to it too well. They want to say things like, well, I'm totally fine with Alabama losing to Auburn, and then they kind of want to give it back. They kind of want to give it back to Georgia. And it's just one of the things where it's just like, look, okay, if you like Georgia and Alabama are SEC rivals.
Yeah.
They're SEC rivals. Like they play against each other quite often now. And while Alabama has always they've gotten one over on Georgia each time. Georgia's going to revel in the fact that Alabama is not a hurdle for them this year. Mm-hmm. Right. I'm not saying that LSU won't be tough, but I mean, there's something built up there between Georgia and Alabama, and I think it's interesting how the Alabama fans will say, on one hand, well, I'm fine with us losing, but on the other hand, I'm not fine with fans of other teams giving us a bunch of crap because we lost. But that's all part of the game. It's all part of the game. So, like, look, you have to accept the banter from fans when you lose games. Fans of teams that are your rivals are going to give you crap for it, and you just need to take it on the chin. That's part of the territory of being a fan of the team. And if you don't like it, stop being an Alabama fan.
One of my favorite things is like Auburn beat Alabama, Georgia beat Auburn. Hey, wait, Georgia beat Alabama. Like,
yeah. And it's so great.
I've heard that from a lot of Georgia fans. It's like Georgia finally beat Alabama.
Like Georgia beat Auburn. Well, Georgia beats Auburn all the time. Right. So it's not, But I don't know. I just feel like, Alabama fans, look, Nick Saban's a wonderful coach, and I know that Alabama fans take a lot of pride in what he's done with that program. But, like, the guy got out-coached, especially in the fourth quarter. Mm-hmm. Guy got out-coached.
On the flip side of that, people need to have more trust in their coach when things are going not great. Like, people will turn on a coach real quick.
It's always the coach's fault, yeah. It's always the coach's fault.
Auburn, as a organization, not an organization, their fans do that all the time. I always see down with Gus whatever. But Gus just locked himself in at least another year because he just beat Alabama. They didn't have an amazing season or anything, but he bought himself time by getting that big win. Auburn fans don't even remember that they lost to Georgia now. They don't remember the rest of the season. They just know that they beat Alabama and under Gus Malzahn's leadership. And he just bought himself another year to put into Bo Nix, like, help him become a better quarterback, learn the system better. And I think Auburn's going to come out swinging next year, honestly.
They're going to be real good next year. Yeah. They come out, they play. I mean, they had a good season. They did.
They
had a good season. Like, there was nothing about Auburn's season that was bad at all. They have a good team. They had a good season. They could be even better. You'd be even better next year. And again, like, the thing that people have to remember is that sports in general are very reactionary. So, like, if your team loses a game, naturally you're gonna be upset. And if your team loses 2 games in a row, you're going to be even more upset. If your team loses 3 games in a row, and I think that's kind of what happened with Richt at Georgia. I think that Georgia fans had expectations that I think the program couldn't meet at the time. And, under Richt, I think one of the best teams that they had, they had Noshawn Moreno and Matthew Stafford together. That was one of the best teams that Georgia had under Richt, but Tebow was playing around that time too. And so sometimes it's like the chips don't quite fall for you all the way. And I think that if you play, and I will never understand why, like, Georgia have a great team, they have a great program, they're good every year. It's clear to see that the South Carolina game was a fluke.
Right.
It was a fluke. Georgia just weren't on it. They deserve where they are, right? It was a bit of a fluke, and those happen. But I just think that people who are fans of Georgia football have to realize that if you are going to go to the playoffs as an SEC team, you need to win the SEC championship.
Yeah.
And like you said earlier, the West is incredibly tough. Like, if you're gonna have to get through Alabama, or you're gonna have to get through LSU every year just to get in as Georgia, just to ensure that you can get in. Because if those two teams, especially if Alabama, are going to be as good as they are, and then you have a team like Ohio State as good as they are, that leaves you less margin of error as Georgia. And if you have to make sure that you beat one of the best teams in the country every single year, there's going to be high chances that you don't make it, right? And so I think that Georgia fans just have to kind of temper their expectations a little bit, because you have to understand what you're going against every single season just to get into the playoffs. Not even to have an opportunity to win the national championship, but just to get in.
Right.
So it's tough. It's tough out there.
Tough out there in those streets.
I would like to know what it's like to have a team get in the playoffs.
Well,
anyway,
honestly, I have theories about Ryan Day. I'm kind of afraid that Ryan Day is just another Gene Chizik. It hasn't been proven yet, but I mean, he's kind of just riding off Urban Meyer recruits right now. So, well, it remains to be seen. I like Ryan Day. I think he's pretty good at developing quarterbacks. Justin Fields.
Yeah, that dude's good.
Which, of course, Justin Fields came to Ohio State under Ryan Day, which not an Urban Meyer thing. But a lot of the team is Urban Meyer's recruits. I don't know exactly I mean, I know Ryan Day had a lot to do with recruiting, or had stuff to do with recruiting. I don't know exactly. They didn't. The players didn't come to play for Ryan Day. They came to play for Urban Meyer. So, well, I guess this year's the tell. If like Ryan Day continues to make a name for himself, will recruits come more and stay? Will Ohio State stay a power like it is? Because that's, I mean, really, if there's a drop off, that's when Michigan can.
No. Here, I got. Here's your scenario. Ryan Day does really well for Ohio State.
Right.
Wins the national championship the next 3 years in a row.
Okay.
Urban Meyer says, "Give me my job back." Ryan Day's like, "All right, Michigan fire Harbaugh. Michigan get Ryan Day." That's not gonna happen.
That's not gonna happen.
I want to be happy. I want to be happy. All right.
Don't we all?
I can't, because even when we play top 10 teams in bowl games under Harbaugh, we lose like 60% of them. I don't get it. So, like, I don't know who we're going to play this year. Hope it's not a top 10 team. If it is, we ain't winning. Last year played Florida. Never lost Florida in the bowl game. Lost Florida. Florida in the top 10. They were like 9.
Yeah.
This is stupid. I don't think Harbaugh's a bad coach at all. I just think that it's just tough out there. It's similar to Georgia's situation. It's tough out there. Got to play Ohio State every year.
Yep. And Penn State.
Yeah, and Penn State. And Penn State are up and down.
Yeah.
Like, they weren't nearly as good last year as they are this year. But.
Right. So we agree that the top 4 is probably going to be, in whatever order, Ohio State, LSU, Clemson, and very likely Utah, but we wouldn't be surprised if Oklahoma leapfrogs them.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and say that I think the top 4, obviously we don't know what the results of the games are yet because they haven't played, but I think my top 4 is going to be Ohio State, Clemson, Georgia, LSU. I think Georgia's going to win.
Whoa. Bold predictions here on Weisscast. I guess we'll see.
I think LSU would drop to 4. I think LSU drops to 4. Georgia goes to 3. Clemson goes to 2. Ohio State stays. Ohio State goes to 1.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
I want Georgia to get in.
No,
I want them to get in just so they can be like, we finally made it to the dance and get freaking bopped. Just get bopped by Clemson. They're used to it. It's not like they haven't been beat by Clemson before. So
fair. Do you have a movie for me to guess?
I do have a movie for you to guess. Are you ready?
Do I look ready?
I think you look ready.
All right. Was this movie released before January 10th? I mean, January 1st, 2010. Whoops.
No.
Oy. Oh, so it's a 2010s movie.
Yeah.
Was this movie released before January 1st, 2015?
No.
Okay. So last 4, almost 5 years.
Yeah.
Is this a live action film?
It is.
Is this movie... Did this movie do well? Like, is it popular? Like,
no.
Comedy?
No.
Action?
Yes.
movie that did not do well. Is this movie part of a cinematic universe?
No.
Was it supposed to be?
No.
It's not The Mummy.
It's not The Mummy, no. Did The Mummy get a remake?
Yeah, with Tom Cruise a few years ago. It was awful, apparently.
Oh God. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Is this movie part of a series?
No.
All right, so a one-off action movie. Does this movie have a male protagonist?
I mean, yes. Yeah, like, yes. It does have a male protagonist, yes.
Is the male protagonist in a secondary role?
No.
Are the protagonists human?
Yes.
Okay. Is the director well known? Like made 2 or more recognizable movies?
I'm going to say no.
Okay. That's 13. Does this movie
He's definitely not well known. Oh, go ahead.
oh gosh. Is this movie does this movie have a like a romantic subplot?
No. I'm going to give you a super good hint here, so.
Does this movie is the movie's protagonist white?
Yeah.
Okay. Proceed.
The movie does not I wouldn't think too hard on the single protagonist angle.
Okay, so it has multiple protagonists.
Yeah.
Um. Do, 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 do. The action movie well known. Is the movie well known? Have I already asked that? I don't think I have.
Yeah.
The movie's well known. And it didn't do well. We've already established that.
No. The movie's well known, but not for the movie's merits itself. But it is well known.
Interesting.
It like stands on the shoulders of something else that gave it notoriety.
Huh. That is an interesting hint. Is the main actor in the movie known for action?
I would say no.
Okay. 17 I have. Shoot.
I believe in you, man.
The whole not part of a series or anything is really throwing me off. And multiple protagonists. I don't. Is this movie The Power Rangers?
You got it.
Let's freaking go.
You got it.
Let's go.
Released March 24th, 2017. Standing on the shoulders of the 1993 series coined by Haim Saban and Shuki Levy about 5 teenagers with attitude fighting, wearing spandex, fighting rubber-suited monsters. There you go. There you go. It did not do well. It supposedly had a budget of about $100 million.
Mm-hmm.
And just in the United States alone, it made 85.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of around that kick where films were kind of trying to bank on nostalgia, which is still going on, right? It's still going on, especially if you look at anything Disney's doing right now, banking on nostalgia, and nostalgia does sell. It actually was so ill received that originally, if you were to watch the movie, at the end of it, there is a clear hint that they were planning on doing a sequel where they added the Green Ranger into it. But it was so ill received that they are considering scrapping the entire thing, pretending that it didn't even exist, and redoing the movie. The movie actually had Bryan Cranston is in it. Elizabeth Banks plays the main antagonist.
Yeah.
And Bill Hader has a motion cap performance in the film.
Huh.
Yeah.
I actually haven't seen the movie.
I've seen it. I was entertained when I first saw it, but it wasn't that good.
Right. Yeah, you're right. This director is not known.
No, he's done like 1 movie and 2 TV shows, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And 1 TV show he's currently doing. I think it's Are You Afraid of the Dark or something like that, the reboot of that.
Yeah.
That no one asked for. even the actors and actresses in the film itself, outside of like Bill Hader, Elizabeth Banks, and Bryan Cranston, aren't well known. That was Naomi Scott's first big movie role before she played Jasmine.
Yep. Sure was. Well, folks,
I should have been more cutthroat with my hint, but you know,
I'm on a couple different. I'm on a 2-week streak, folks.
Whatever. I gave you this week.
You kind of did, but that's on you. So
okay, all right. You better hope I don't get it next week, because you're never getting another one.
Folks, that's all we have for today. You can find me at The Weiss is Right on Instagram and Twitter. Also find Weisscast on Instagram at Weisscast. We're on Patreon at patreon.com/Weisscast. In case you don't know, our episodes go up early on there. The video, it's the completely raw, uncut, the real stuff that you guys crave. Where else are we? You can email us at feedback@weisscast.com. I actually haven't checked that email in like 2 weeks. But I will check it right after this airing. Bryant, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Bryant Stinson, and you can find me on Instagram at BKStinson08.
That's really all we have for you this week, folks. Going with the theme of the movie, I found a trap remix of the Power Rangers theme by Say My Name. And that's fitting because Bryan Cranston's in the movie. Yes. And he's Heisenberg. And he says, "Say my name," kind of like that. So,
love Bryan Cranston.
Good old Bryan Cranston. Folks, we are out. We will see you next week. And that is all I can say.
Later. Peace.
Congratulations, Power Rangers! Victory is yours. You have gone far beyond the call of duty and saved your world from a terrible fate. The world is very lucky to have you, and so am I.
Power Rangers!